Yo, I got there's people watching. Yes, people are watching. So I was preparing something kind of AFK, ironically. Preparing to click less and less. Yo, let's go to Prifddinas Rocks. No slavery since the last patch. Versus 5 years ago. Can you critically mine over here? Yeah, okay. Nice. That's all I need to know, I think. Wait. Don't. Feels like someone's gonna go away because we're in no sentence. Wait. Um. But what's wrong about that sentence? How about how about the 4K fireplace as well? I could do that maybe. That sound is actually pretty cozy. I'm thinking it's an emotionally dead thinker. No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's get started. I hope you'd like me slowly starting the thing instead of just, well, I kinda wanna do this, I think, actually. And I want you to just see the flames. It doesn't work. Oh, maybe we need to like explain that. We really like what we like this intro where we read the last time, and an additional thing you can do is just watch me Magnus rock into click on every 15 minutes. Can't can't do EXP. No, can't do EXP waste. If a bullet can allow me to conquer Hither! Over there, two toward this place. If thither, over there, ups the hither, could also result the consequence of this. Sets are the interest enter in it, isn't it? Story of bodybuilder James and a black body, shining black as onyx, and all the stars and constellations. Abyss without an answer. Black elephants with the black sun like canvas of unreflection. Imagine this. Black is the mind of you. My super delusional despite passion. Black is pale, black evolved the black, but may actually remain. Piece of great crispy. With 2.2 meters tall, giving at the legs because I got the legs and an extension shins after you can start the rest of tall legs is only the legs that grow. But it looked like a frog. And the endurance and ease so exaggerate unfair physical work with it, but he was absolute reserved thinker, contemporary. Bigger glasses well frames to TG. This brown autumn coat in contemporary London were allowed in auditions. He had a short feminist looking haircut. He colored white that dash tattoo just after knuckles and then again darker than his armor. Feels like second up picking up around us. It feels like one of Twitch chat has has heard me read this before. Well, it's like 160 pages now. He was a very muscularly shaped human with 2 meters between shoulders and arms like trees. He had a manly face in a shadow direction, giant claws and hands of everything. So something to make the world's strongest man jealous. He taught history in London now for 3 years. You remember Helene's lazy brain. What his future then was tried to Polish University in history teaching with Greek philosophy. No, he was gonna change what's it in it. What unusual with this backbone linebacker build or combination was the endurance, speed, but a clever mind. Speaking of being a thinker first, a gentle giant and early audacious. 150 IQ, being strong and strong was awesome, obviously. Kind of being kind of recognized, the best theoretical version. Results your biceps, you insult intellectually, some results your nerdy hobby, you throw them out of the window. Something was a gentle, fascinated, patient, observing, interactive person looking from muscle to natural beauty, fancy about butterflies, children dance with pandas, and soon we realize women. Some took it for. What a dumb sentence, this fits perfectly. It's like I'm telling you how good the book is with that sentence. It just works. Some took it for complacency and sensitivity, but we could action when the emotional center of finding out. Conservative energy restoration, sometimes believe in life politics and ideas, maybe show less conservative side when speaking. Pat Brown continental trying to drive a elevation between 1 to 100 pounds a mile to see when I got very sleepy by starting to speak. Why is that? Is this thing maybe? Obviously when they meet check my vegetables, inexpensive is from London, although parked in our pubs and all expensive. Yeah, I think so. Everything was sleek, futuristic, black and white, honestly close to hobby. Just 110 square meters, but had fitting on the furniture. Materialistic about his apartment, definitely give an impression. It's also looked to his mind. Or just on vacation. We had a place to start the Fight Club movie. And he does get everything ripped from him. Games was the ENT for MySpace personality, good personality writing. First two seems that I bought a cafe spell with stars over 15 years and bring the eccentric theory to training. We should like scientists and best of the best, always on nutrition. That few about. So history 14 old fashioned medieval games, night style really exists so much before down below the belt. James living in the city over time, he stretched out the sentence and apartment nothingness. Felt temperature difference, causally what's actually stretching of his mind. Aliens? What be thine alien grey? Is a specific open aliens with prominence 1000 power with the conditions like everybody don't expect actually meet one. Stop saying out shadows looking for light right here, I admit it. I thought, can you think what I think, and then said it. Immediately the voice answered. I feel like I'm extraining and stopping thunder for Sue. If you got time to tell the James story to up, let's have my married conversation. As recently the Humber's voice answered. It's unexpectedly difficult, learning a new language difficult, and we like being able to master. Time, space, dimension, machine, and spiritual by the same time. People thought about that. It can't happen to me, let me guess. You cannot show. No gym human. Think of have reasons why. And expect entire subjects pulled out again. We're still at a time where well, it did win against every duel, dust, and everything. But don't spoil anything to a chat to other people. Daniel took his wrist. Colvin was indeed pulled toward through a scarcity of time and colors. Felt like his feet were still on the ground, being transported from medieval London 1000 years ago. He was ostracized with katana dodging 18 bullets in a time of arbalest and warhammer, but an eyes wide and pins. Life is full of pain, hard to be a pussy when it comes. He caught me in that. Read this. Here we are. You run beers, we don't think you're a woman. Maybe a curly mustache. It's not fire magic from the things where we wait here. Yeah, Roman capital, you don't be listening to respect gym humans. You went through massive halls, tall to roof, far from all things inside, horizontal bridges or vertical bridges leading to more glorious halls with different elevations. You went through giant kingly forged. Looking would be operated by giants. There were basements and basements with treasure, which just seems a giant's treasure room. A thing. Things. Thing quarters, which were fire and lightning. They were real. Was a real teal and lightning glowing speck to a circle of stairs, most merry way. They cut you off. Compared to swing with a chain or grapple across the high level several times. Was not big as small things. Was a muscle balloon. A fire with burning hands and with possibly armored voice. The stairs lead to nothing. What's the point of that? He pointed. It's an ugly sentence unless I do this. The stairs of ascension. They tell you about the evolving clues to the next step. Get comprehending it further than you can. It's not about lingering with mistakes, your heart regrets, I think. Top is turning into energy. It's not. My brain thickens and elevates. I purify my palace, solves mistakes of 1,000 generations. Negative moral stubbornness keeps us still because essential about understanding emotion instead of strengths, experiences, shortcomings we are born with. Understanding accept our circumstances, how the circumstances are fine and your place. Figure it out before you die, Mr. Muscle. Fate is something best for teeth, but the precision they say as well enough strange brains speeds, calms the unusual way of fate exists acting through danger. If you monk your brain advice, you can alter your fate. Do it if you listen to things. What culture is lost, peace and lack of war, and horticulture into our forms. You suspect it's brutal elves and barbarians, but we are no more killing than humans or savage. Some wars. Go into Cameroon with bludgeon and language. There is wartime peace fails. There is cunning, brawn, and brain. I feel this fit in war, but can't control everything. You understand yourself as diplomacy fails. Diplomacy can be sour half the time. I want to learn your special magic. You do channel magic as well. You know us, like us, so no charge to human. At the Thane's shooting range, there are furnaces making Rocco and anvils. A very furnace feeling overall. The fire Thanes have white ponytails and wizard beards. Not in the shorter beards, blonde and light blue glowing eyes. Fire plumes close and touch like earth magic, hell flute. Put your fist into the ground. Think about earth channeling your magic saying, and float and boom. Fire plume erupts where you have aimed. Bought some regular sugary candy for once, so to find something new and tasty. I just lowered my blood sugar by putting in my stomach because the vinegar over here. Now the 7 mining. There's no best training, you learned this. Not able to kill our concentration. There's a lot of mana with the power, just in case of one brain strike. Must have been, but I was undertaken. Listen close, I won't repeat myself. For human is futile to use chain lightning, I can hear with my eyes. In terms of battle, experiment with chain lightning using a topaz or sapphire. Use it to learn how to chain strike. But you just burst at the one time with the devastating white lightning like Zeus' fingers. What are those weapons you have there? Naginata's, a curved blade and a spear is excellent. Bigger pointy end, a storage if you want to buy one. There's a book in the pedestal. It's an unreading book. You read to lose a skill at random. It takes a long time really makes you think about not reading it. I'm not tempted, I think. What about the one next to it on the pedestal? Don't read it. It's the book that instantly kills you in 40 minutes. That's a long time. That's how long it takes to read it. That's 4 minutes after I start reading it. Now you can stop at any time. Anything else, Martin? With little glasses, do not increase your vision, but makes you look blurry to everyone else. Here Albert Naginata, he was more concerned in access to the bottom of the capital lodestone. There not be 3 things he could do: prove loyal with enough time, pay enough, 1,000 Jordan coins to win a 1-1 versus an Archspire Dwarf. This afternoon he could entertain the Ringmaster as a Blackguard Dwarf. Yeah, you know, I've been streaming all day, I'm feeling tired. I'm still playing RuneScape, I guess, but I feel like I could just, you know, I forgot what I was gonna say. Little smaller arena with open corridors and fun architecture like sparrows and Japanese looking wood. It was dank and hard to breathe, claustrophobic. It was a standard match. You have 2 axes, you can say absolutely. He was ferocious battle axes. He's the only one with axe and warhammer. Says that on Paradise defensively struck patiently. Gives to an axe that the dwarf had butted, his warhammer, he charged fire magic impact magic into gleaming, glorious. Yeah, it felt like I said was a little bit wrong seeing impact there, actually. Glowing molten. Dwarf went ferocious to end the game, but his muscles grew ever larger. The area was set on fire with immolation on him. Dwarf started to run for it. He's an expert! This is standard both for base. Gable shot his warhammer like a very gun. He knocked the dwarf around and got smacked unconscious. Even a port key that was like a key machine that stored in space and time. He bent into nothingness at the right angle and fit 100 keys, being pulled around right. If opened inwards with double in size, revealing however, the chains, so silent, proud to offer lifted opal key to the right place. The opal or stone is a double port key on the other side. We twist 2 turns and push at least the barbarian cosmopolitan's the incarnation. Heliport does. Our muscle man entered a wooden village with many elevations and marked with a tiny river canals flowing through. Not too wet. It's your feet was really cold. Barbarians were wide, the women looked like men and a man giant. Ponytails, pigtails, Viking helmets, round shoes, brown, black, white leather and fur. Orange ginger but not feminine, or brown like baby. Where he came from. He popped into a longhouse, antlers of every kind. You look like one of us, you hail as a ginger barbarian with cloven beard, accented Irish. I just lived like little heavyweight, not a mercenary adventurer, too about barbarians. I'm also a historian. Stereotype that were stupid, said a blonde houseguard. Stereotype I get run into bed, said Jonathan. Jonathan is fucking stupid, said a Syrian in black, monster hunting clothes. The village turning but the hamster's dead, said his slave brother. They had large potato noses and blackened bullets over our faces. We are reign of the eternal golem and the seven plains. The brutal brown-haired face with silver metal tiara elevated on a throne with enormous guns. Take a look with the hawk's eyes. Oscar and the village Huskar tapped twice. His magical staff and James had the eyes of a hawk and golem overhead. They had villages and forests in the back of a walking cloud. Kilometer-high golems. Kilometers high golem. His arms as legs and kilometers of hollow between, some places seemed connected invisibly. The land on its 7 shoulders made for 7 plains. His head had a sea in his skull and waterfalls for eyes. On its flat, highest back they led. With the eternal barbarians, trained with us, buys their combat lessons, blades and weapons. Especially like throwing axes, throwing spears, knives. It's pretty peaceful, honestly. I'm most interested in our colony trading for Italian shores. Arctic colony shit. Arctic colony. Cologne. Take a gander in ass freezing ice helms to the North Pole and connected to another plane. Other plane? Ian Jarl. Subjugation. Keep your keychain black, barbarian. You put an ice colored key, except for the middle, that was white and beautiful. I'm more of the hyper person about barbarian combat. Fight with a double pansy, you have to do it, said Jonathan. Maybe you do have to fight Jonathan actually. We don't like spilling the beans, so let's bake beans and Huskar. He fights in count but wins every time, said one of the brothers black. Went to an arena of low hollow wood. Into an arena of low hollow wood. Many players have been in it before. Since went for a wide robot arm shield on his left and Glacier on his right. If I came fast and strong. It's so scary, you know, like a blunt cunt. He strikes strongly into his right shield to access again. Thus another attack. First, Jonathan looked handsome as he knocked back James a little with each swing. James practiced defense. He was charging his knee with lightning impact magic. You think you're so strong, you mean you only think so? Haha, stupid little girl. Got how with youthful strength, he was an accent to James' face cheeks. Was completely absorbed by absolute unit. I'll show you the difference between you and my power. He tore his armor apart with his glaive shield and jumped, kneeing him in the chest. The lightning stunned his body a second, then he flew like he was hit by a star, 50 meters per second east. His body smoked blackness and consciousness was faint. I just one shot in it, said the brothers at the same time, about the same time. As well as about 80 quid, said the brothers, so they were buying cooking, things paid saying nothing. My sharp psychicness, psyche, is picking up something based on the robotness of the influenza that's going around in the air, getting stuck in us, in our lungs and our nostrils and mouth. I'm sure that place in China which released corona as a mistake, released another kind of altered influenza. But we did learn a lesson. What you're saying here is that you have two measured winged axes. So what you're doing here is that you have two measured winged axes, they're placed on your head instantly. I'm gonna copy this in here, keep barraging your enemies at range, till they come close, you could use whirlwind with the same weapon sound. Like this, the brother's fun like a twister, that speeds to make him a blur. My brother said it's either replenishing magical long-headed axes, not infinite in stock. This practice looks like a barely learned to do this dance, took 30 minutes. Do you know the way of the voice that Oscar W. Oscar? Bet you knew I did. There's ancient battle cry of wisdom. There's ancient wisdom battle cry Odysseus, the other Arctic side. Shouts and fire blood were people's common attributes before. You might find some dungeons only supposed to provide with the voice knowledge, and about half of them were just said comically. The X-Men said, as a historian might interest you, but the conquest and battle history. Let me try to play the last in jar for centuries and never has always stick for long. Was when you're losing territory like cards, in and around Europe you're just too good. You can't figure out the barren fighting styles and sieges. We have never lost against Germany, Poland, and a few times around Schweiz. Very legendary, but of course we making trade resources too. There's one in Italy, I think we're not going to raid there, they might think us savage. We return the barbarians from Sigurdas conquering against the Irish barbarians. Our voice battle cries berserk magic attacks have not been defended against. I hope you will learn some. The women. Yeah, that is a lot better. It's like before the influenza got here. They would make great poetry and songs, not that they do, less modern warfare. Barium women are not born much weaker physically than men, about 50% less upper body muscle and about 50% stronger legs. I'm doing it, Miss Axe. I'm sure you would be impressive. In the same tone she said, we have fought animals, but obviously they're a stronger opponent. Our brains work the hardest when we figure out how to beat someone practically. We're geniuses in combat. Better rally with elves if you can in today's world, in my opinion. Should be great leg muscles. You pull up and compare legs. She was bigger with 20% more striations. She looked like a free disciple. Bottom plats. But this is how she trains too. Placing in front of people on your scooping above a certain size, but still best constant some muscles look bigger. You get a symmetry right, looks like you're an intensity trainer. It's hard to imagine getting less from training harder. So you're not going fast the way down, the gravity makes you do the work. You have this theoretical insight, and she will now successfully attain in the future. Actually, most muscle are 55% in this game resisting weight. So go slow on the way down. You think I need to shock and confuse the muscle? I think you get strong for adapting your exercise. I better to focus on adapting to more volume. repetition some time, but you can vary, etc. Me too should happily, because during the first 1,000 adaptations anything changes. So you've decided to twist the key mechanisms and turn to a place unexplored. As critical strategies instance one of danger all the time. You need to be wise. Exit to the opponent's stepping stones in a watery cave. Remove ancient piece of giant hardened rock. You have that machine sorted over the blue light. Get an elevated slab into with carved ancient skeleton roots. Just wait, make sure stone stairs are presented into the wall. Outside the key was like a mirrored Arctic. He saw 2-meter penguins with gray distorted necks. It's menacing and hung with their mouths open. A woolly moth butterfly with its fingers came flying by. Giant insects is a good idea. Strongly confusing muscles is not that stupid actually. Is if you're doing something a new way you haven't before, it's more difficult in newer ways. Your muscles grow, your muscles grow. Come flying by a cliff, followed by a frost dragon. White scales, blue insides of mouth and eyes. It focuses on its prey. When the frost and acid instead of fire. Poor moth hit the ground and is shattered. He seemed unconcerned with the bigger prey bodybuilder. Inflated in his stomach, he used fire magic like an engine. Through his feet shot fire and skimmed across the snow like a machine penguin. Or motorboat across water. We should let him a sleigh. In 40 minutes, he came across a small village hid and protected by mountains. He shot through the snow and into 2 guards, erecting in the fray like he had been using his tricks on a skateboard. Some layers of fur and ground shield. Barbarians say, we're not dangerous, quickly, pay us. Whatever, I have gold. It's a theoretical outpost. Spiritual and ancient wisdom, you get from a fairy helpets, reading arts and multi generally or as a general. I'm African British. I'm from some aristocratic in Malay region 1,000 years back when it was Cosmopolitan's anniversary. You know, you can better say Farimbas, Hail, Coffee, Arabica. You're like a scholar, it's the wilderness though. Historian, I write history with my fists, poetry, timeless. This ancient wisdom is the dungeon of the voice, if you're interested in battle cry. Obviously, the dungeon is dangerous, another guard with a steel pole, arm gleaming, reflecting the light. Good luck, adventure, that wisdom is for all of us. It's not the most stupid. Hell is not the most dangerous dungeon down, but the rewards relating to the weather. The stupid life, it's only a dungeon. Less a dungeon compared to a dragon. I'm so tired. I can barely. My last ability to speak, it seems. Maybe it's the antidepressants. Stupid medicine. And you give me something that increases your verbal abilities. Sulforaphane. So I can play music. Stream to YouTube. Don't drink the spit. Thanks, chat. broccoli powder and mango drink juice. Some in the bottom. Why do I have to have the headphones on? Well, I got an audio bug there, so I have to actually take them off. It's muting the sound audibly over and over again. The Argon commentary seems to ignore them into the wooden village, savage, frozen and cold in the Arctic. It was like a fort with a dungeon protected. Didn't feel like talking to many. So giant bunnies in their snow coats, except for one brown and one black. 1.5 meters tall. Five meters tall and 5 meters long. One of them came up curious and with a cute nosing observed and imprinted. Then it jumped straight up into the air 3 meters like a flea, boing. The rabbit further back mimicked the behavior. The brown had predator teeth that energetically zoomed with pent-up energy. So swallowed spawn of rabbits, what a docile and what tolerant. Intelligent, regular rabbits. Red-haired cat and wicked woman with commanding presence, social-like focused demeanor. We should see a prized Angora sword spawn from behind frozen legs came an ultra-hairy white cuteness with a mane. He grows so much hair, you don't mind us cutting it at all, just a bit cheap, isn't it? It was spelled too correctly, wait. She seemed comfortable talking for both of them. I have a giant rabbit too, actually. Really, she said and meant it. It's more dog size, so Sigmund the Destroyer. Serve crops and peppers, vanquish your enemies. I'll let you be able to buy an Angora chest panel. Those pieces will keep you warm in ice, handle and mail haul. About 800 quid. They're pretty great, I showed them with the pellet. Went to a lonesome hut which seemed like an auto stock market. The pellet was fluffy, grand, thick and glorious. Looked like a royalty putting it on, was shaped like a V. Wide on the shoulders, thinner at the bottom. Onto the dungeon. Buy some half mana pies will be rhubarb and raspberry. It will tell you the journey is long. Dreams have been meditating, feeding off the life force of plants, animals keeping alive like the poor. I buy some fruits as well, I'm a vegetarian as the rabbits nowadays. As he entered the barbarian stone hall, high and roof led to the door which led to the dungeon. The stone hall was cultured, tall and warning. The regular sized door led into a smaller slope down. The ice stone was beautiful, breathtaking sea from teal and magnificent as sapphires. White and teal they shifted as James slid down 30 meters claustrophobic. Polar bears. But it was large and had a long cracked neck. Hunger was the polar bear, beast, hunger redeemed himself for ultimate hunger slap, hit by a giant bear. The polar bear spin 5 times in the air before landing. Knocked down like by Mike Tyson. Blood gush like blood magic. And returned to James. Felt it would last is indeed extended his life, feeling like a pair of the brain and bravery of heart. After following through the corridors of the arcade system, to many rounds and was inhabited by dinosaurs like birds. 4 eyes grey and gargoyle-like, used automatic robot arm guns to defeat the dinosaurs unfairly, though he came so close. He entered left road and eventually came into a throne room. There was a crown skeleton with a staff sitting on top. Behind the elevation was a puzzle on which Talos step on. He did not recognize the symbol, he stepped as far as he could to cross, but one of the tiles like glue vibrated disappeared into the depths. I guess some tiles would not fall. Skeleton awakened, he speechlessly with the force of the dead pelted James with ice bolts, ice blasts, and ice spheres. James dodged a blizzard pelting from the top and fired high velocity rounds. Outsmart my bullet. He strafed in a circle, he's shooting, and the dead ice blasting and let a long time the dead went down. He used all the bullets. Well, that was fine when it lasted. His plus gun quickly cracked his battery though. He picked up the staff, but couldn't figure out how to use it. Probably worth stopping. He came into an ice church. The dead sat praying. Some book James drove was the grand and high roof, living still and beautiful, complete made of vines. You must go through new rooms, elevations, and corridors, but once you turn the possible route, you remember into the final room. There were 2 really chunky bodybuilder. Recognized them and was immediately alarmed of his presence. They came intimidatingly. He was waited for them to line up and shoot his railgun. Had holes like smelly cheese, but got up and advanced. Laser kinda stopped the walk and he struggled no more. The railgun was cranked and broken, not the design plans that down 100 years, but then 1,000 years to the past of waiting a final time. Mine was a chest, black magic and black ice and temple. Temple looked barbarian. There were 2 stories of ancient bars and tales of gods and adventure in the stone. He had a spiritual experience. Spirit was lifted. I think all of him lightened his heart. He felt one with everything his barbarian voice beckoned. Alien schemes are shot with their lasers. Adventures that could take any risk. Adventures that could take any for research who learn their technique and shot them down. Lost alien of their kind. Why am I so slimy, Chad? The last alien of their kind out here, eager for forgiveness and rhubarb pie. The mouth of the 2 statues poured up in spheres. James felt upgraded as his mouth absorbed the laser. But he had a battery who could breathe the laser. Should likely let a robot sentinel protect us all. James tried shooting laser, his eye glowed blue and sphere charged in his mouth. Like looking into a new escape from the front, he railed gun from his mouth explosively into the wall. He felt the cooldown charging, it was long. The chest held ingots of Fate Weave shooting Maystar, a Jade Snake ready to pounce, and large mana vial. He slid through another slope. Feel better already. Having some broccoli powder. He came onto a cliffside with a camp and a barbarian. I'm Jack Shite the Wolf Killer. I battle the remnants of the ancient cake and take their stuff. I have the smartest ENTP personality type. Oh, you're smart then. Piercingly forever, Thanos. No. No, tell me you don't disturb your stuff. James unleashed his pole arm like a samurai unsheathing. Jackson didn't block it. He came ferocious with his axes. Let me ask you a question. After reaching to position maximum range, there was no getting through. He used many stabs and then knocked him unconscious with a flat pole arm side. It sounded like a gong, vibrated a long time. His scab had stew and hunted the fire, but not much else. He shot down the furious floating back to the frozen village. The village was right under the northern lights, although the way back was confusing enough. He had expected the rest of the village to come to a general store, but 1,000 quid the owner would mark nearby down his territory of this knowledge of a raven flying overhead into his brain. Let me tell you something people don't enjoy. Use the explosive hamsters as ammunition with ranged weapons, so just throw them. These are green, black, and red. Red is the most expensive. It's like a house removal for a really bad sit. They're pretty cute. Especially if you touch them, people fear that you throw them. Take 3 red. Change coin and hamsters carefully. Another item a traveler present was Thor's own wife's coffee grinder. What little coffees you put in the grinder, there will always be coffee left. Thor, you know, as the reports were replenished the next day after you slay them. The weather turned pretty harsh. Actually, on a dime, Tears could not see, nor move, nor think, consumed by the blizzard. His streets were something to get used to him. Felt as torn on a Saturn. Kept heating himself on the inside. His absolute unit really turned quite red, but with his new aqua plant will reach sufficient temperatures. He has put in maximum thrust from his fire pit to blaze like a machine with amnesia on the ruins of return. The slopes into the ruins were downstairs, so he rounded them up. Magnus waited for them. These ruins take a toll on you, so avoid a face mask. James shot up into a furious sky and slammed the ground wall. Then the impact deafened, and fire pushed the bands all the way in different directions and went off the mountain. Except for one. Lucky, both my bracelets were against fire. Brown hood, red face mask, 2 machete fins. James encountered her with fire. As she was busy, James charged his voice into a railgun. If you give me your stuff, I'll let you live, idiot. Can't fit me with magic, I was chosen. His master agape, like he could not chew. The laser went through her chest. She was drained of her confidence and life as a diameter hole. There was no snow on the ground with blood. Just as she robbed some people, she invaded her purse and found 3 small diamonds. Seems to be potions of sharpness and clarity, but they don't help on university tests. He was already getting delusions of some of his face, chestly following him just for a moment. Oh, this is gonna be scary shot. He figured that the war must be great, and he found the door inside the ruins. His sanity flickered as he passed through a barrier through the door. Present was easy navigation on tiles, remembering left and right, and remember shadows were true. It was difficult on the way back. Sigrun had an attack. As if someone had stabbed him and pushed him down. His vision was dark and weak, had insane thoughts. Downing the vial clarity felt normal, and as if a dark presence was uninterested in him again. In the room there were 3 black elves. He said you can sacrifice some strength and wisdom here to make it easier later. You can sacrifice some IQ and posture here to make it easier later. You can sacrifice some defense and speed to make it easier later. I want my suffering raw, thanks. Third elf looked at his royal pelt. Here's a head of blackness. If you lose your mind, the dapper slit chest's faces will become real and attack you. They exist as long as you've seen them. Why don't you just tell me a way easy through this, and I'll pay with diamonds. Show diamonds. Use colored diamonds like dice. For diamond sacrifice, I should show the back elf doors. Went above and under horrible rooms. Held the sides of wall into black doors that went like an abstract maze painting. Down here, there's 2 fights you shall have clear the dungeon. Just one jumped on the door and on down to a corridor. Behind him were 3 corridors that asked which is real. Slid down a slope into an icy metal room with a sphinx. This is very scary as well, maybe. If you're sensitive. Nice cat hill there, lady. And the plague into pestilence, and we decimate your world if you ask. I must pass. A sphinx, you know, there's only one answer correct to my question. I will punish you. I can be your strength to make you fight yourself. Don't take the fighting road. You've stride twice as fast. Diagonally, we're supposed to go east. How much time did you save as you merge your path? Oh gosh, it's an intelligence question. Thank God I have a brain. It's twice as fast. The ground scheme time must be half the completely correct village with 5 degrees. 3 times as fast it was merged the same. Skipping a lot. Are you sure this is the right answer? The president will look like a promise of destruction. Green on stone wings. This thick 10 stone thick carried back. Eyes empty. White and scarred. And confident. It is correct, as you know. Every 45 degrees moving in theater directions, 100% less merging. Consider sparing us as the odds opposite of the next will. I will consider. Right proper, as we say in England. Sphinx changed into a dark voice of honesty, like it dropped like a first layer of tolerance. The tempest will come, so try as you may. This was sucked aggressively into the next slide. He came ass first on his knees. For I looked it. Red bald orc with steel teeth and huge armor came aggressively. For James could think he was grabbing around the waist, savage to the wall. James smacked him so hard with his long forearm he was stunned. James grabbed him around the waist. The rocket boosted 5 feet in a 180-degree arc, landing on the orc's head. Revenge. The orc cued an axe and hit the direction, but James backed away, double kicked him in the face and a spinning jump. With the orc unstabilized, he dropped him in the chest for a thundering orc bragger. The room was different elevations of steel and ice. You gave a good chasing hit and tag room. Didn't thought of seeing it professionally. The orc steel trap. About steel fangs. Team tried with a spear. He's put his sideways foot above it. Gunn kicked him with Stylus arcane shockwaves. He broke his steel teeth. James started pelting. Throwing weapons to the grievous they were with. Get the barbarian garbage out of here! He imbibed. Colossus. Strength potion, making sure he will win any exchange. Fine, James pulled his katana, elongating it with red black lightning. First sliced off his hand, then spun and sliced off his forearm. Oh, he squirted blood to James' eyes and made a strike. James was happy to have dodged the. He sliced him twice in the stomach with his range, then with speed techniques, sliced through his axe, upper body leaving 2 piston. You expect me to die? Expect you to talk annoyingly? This knowledge from the ancient barbs won't be what you expect. From Birmingham Temple back again, emanating voices and colors. You shall see the world with the wisdom of the 10,000 lives. Old white, double-chinned barbarian spoke through his face wrinkles, yet bodybuilder chest. You shall travel on the path of the wise. Each will be your speech, spiritual your life. You shall not miss an event, make mistakes, need much correction. Evolve, return to peaceful, pure energy. You bring give it the most important help of all. One energy lost below a new luxury purpose. James interpreted spiritual action outside, if there were giant bunnies. As James exited the room, came across the grand slope. It was wide and with unfathomable depth below. He slewed like with fire magic and steered with his metallic weapons. Jumps in circles, down into corners of the wall, sure the more dangerous directions were presented. James realized later he needed to speed across the wall segment and to fly to the exit. You see there's a penguin explosive flare around in the air. 30 meters barely reached the end, nailing the katana to the ice cliff with the exit. Outside there were indeed giant bunnies. I empowered you, rabbit. Use your hoppity legs, thus. Battle of giant rabbits have been fighting training polar bears. These bears have long dog ears. A bear jumped, clawing a poor fluffy bunny. The bunny jumped to kick the bear in the chest with ink like magic and a bang. Thus the bear far flew away. Bunnies almost jump kick even in real life. The bunnies came onto the games licking, smelling and expecting. 10 bunnies were carrying a sleigh with man and a ton of stuff. A coward traveler came and shook his hand. Didn't take for those attuned to nature. I'm Benny, a gentle attorney. Really doing the finest brand, and maybe some hierarchical wizard's misspelling if really thirsty. The cloak revealed a blue body, shining light blue eyes. Shining a lighter color hero gives on his forehead a big horn to his right. I come from the ruins. His dungeon gave me the most important thing I didn't know I needed. I feel guided, wise like guided spirit. I still meet hamburgers sometimes, without other meats. Strange credulity. I feel I can relate to being a red bunny somehow. You can write this I were born bunny formidable. I'm going to Saltwater Docks. Got the biggest street to the sea. Cryptic sea of the Ehenjar North Pole. There's mounted a bunny in hand of his slave leather contraption. This is correct actually. The man's gonna pick a rocket. Woohoo, this is awesome. Later enter Stalker Docks. Gotta get myself a ride like this. Look at say the docks in it, say the nice merchant. Looks like the ice melted here into the sea. The sea was snowy and frozen. Many red and green wooden buildings and massive steel ships of every color. Parts of the city were only accessible by boats, some water streets were small, some large, some islands. You see the mount shop open the icy gates. Indeed they had giant bunnies and compact mammoths. And curve-horned yaks and white gorilla yetis pulling with giant steps. Alright, Twitch has a group stalker. Why do you keep coming over to my stream after I ban all of you? Ban. A bunny-eared elf that lives off a spell that lets you talk to animals. Blizzard's bite. Blizzard's bite spell that cool down bunnies in warmer climates. But they're cool in the winter. No, everyone freezes here, and every animal in snowstorms realizes eventually this fight is just awful and pointless. You just seek out warmer climates, especially the yaks. He's brought a lot bunny food and one bunny doesn't want to choose one outside. Who wants to travel around the world, he said. Some bunnies jumped close. Is it safe? Is it safe, they said. Touched a white bunny with a bit of mane of fat, looking royal, jumped furious to the air. Pick me, I don't mind traveling and never loses planned. Let's be friends, said James. He gave some giant peppers, blackcurrant pie, and cowbell redcurrant pie. Goodbye, big gang, said the bunny. Due to the spell, the voice turned inside his head. He felt an urgency in the voice, a bunny urged to be alert and safe, like stress to be afraid. He gave the bunny leather straps. You know I'm a very smart human, super smart. So what's your 1%, James said randomly. Wow, said bunny, I'm very hungry. I just want one more pepper. James agreed reasonably and pat his head. He actually had a rabbit before who was separated by a spell. A tiny cousin rabbit, white like myself. Dog-sized rabbit, brown and tolerant, interested in the new and other animals. I don't mind many things, being so strong and big. With me you can feel safe. Yeah, I told Gano to come back here, but he just does it, thinking I won't notice. Okay, let's change to Twitch again. Try to cloak themselves, but I'm too good as a psychic. I don't mind many things being so strong and big. With me, you can feel safe. The best thing to know is to feel safe without the feeling of being eaten and blood. But I thought James was complicated, vulnerable, and valuable, and had something of a turning personality. I wish I could fly, sit a bunny like a bunny and unrealistic. You can fly in your dreams, means you live the spirit is lifted. Where I come from, I've seen multiple like rabbits. I'm not very good at math. What are these tomatoes? Should I buy these? Bunny the tomatoes. It was red, like a blood on his face. Travis Fee, maybe I'm a killer rabbit. We shoot lasers, James. He hopped around the rabbit, on the rabbit, and visited the library of Saltlar. It was grand, the several strawberries and winding staircases. We remarked history and philosophy, culture of the Seatrade and University of Magic. I read some philosophy in a book about not acting and taking part and not suffer, but there was about not living, avoiding suffering, a lot of philosophical, and always ultimate goal of practical. And this will be stimulating future figuring out how to stop it. You can always stop suffering by changing your perspective, Jim said to the giant bunny face. Suppose solid speeches like a rock. Mind over matter, and even the worst things give a purpose along to the university. It was dark blue, looked like a made of ice. It was built in many 6-point ice crystals. I invented a 6-point goat, argued one wizard. What have you unleashed, argued the other. What's a 6-point goat, said James. It's a magic wizard, he invented a goat with an explosive ramming, destroyed the entire city. I agree with the magic wizard, he invented it. Your goats had a lasting impact, it destroy everything thus hither. I can make more goats, but it's making me bald. Your excessive use of goat in your magic is making you bald. You know, my bald head looks good, that's why I started oiling with bowling greens. See, your head shines like a shooting star, said James. He's balding because he gets no maidens, said the wizard with hair. If you're bald, you should get a fashionable hat and beard, said James. You cannot be a goat. You cannot be goat without explosions. James saw someone like they were driving an invisible car to meet or something, but as pointed out and backwards driving. He pulled the handbrake and drove away. Was that vehicle invisible? No, you drive as first with butt magic. I find it unbelievable. Your butt deniers want someone prosecuted. Look at perfect buttocks. Wizards calm down, agreeing with his irrefutable logical fiber. And suddenly a possibly large castle on the seahorse for what magic? Use conjuration, butt magic, air, earth, fire, necromancy, summon alive, summon undead, impact, blood, healing, mana, increase rituals and lessons. It's an old monotone, broiled, ugly clerk with a wide desk. Butt magic. Do you teach what unholy strikes here? Was applied to succeed in that butt magic for 100 years. Not should be that powerful in my opinion. I can fart more out of the room if I eat whey protein powder. Potential that is, but I wasn't finished. We also have holy and unquestioned. We also have holy and questionable. I can't say the sentence for some reason. We also have holy and questionably unholy and defense against unholy and dark magic. Practical magic for productivity, easy magic. Oh, it was because I was expecting the opposite to be said in the sentence. Turning yourself into something else magic, TIS. Turning something into something else magic, TSSE. Tier 10 ridiculous, difficult magic. Magical crafting and fletching, magical potions, element crystals, singing explosive magic, interdimensional magic, elven magic or Solgar, dragon magic, alchemy, best magic for temporary jobs, American magic to break someone's concentration, study of magical creatures, serious fog advancement, magical history, magical produce, farming, gardening, intersectional spirituality magic, magic shout and voice magic, magic includes explosion, just blowing things up magic. Professional explosions magic and just blowing things up magic. Magic in writing, poetry and music, stabbing magic, shape-shifting magic, magical curses, blood magic, double unicorn magic and magic. Verify your every body together is 20% off as usual, 2 for quid. Evan potions and quests sing 20% off together. Explosive and unicorn double magic 30% off. All the lessons for 850 quid each and 12 lessons usually. I some magically deep pockets. If you're thinking about alchemy, you know, they're making more money making gold than they put in. The really cool as transmutation magic. This is why I get coins, I guess. This is why you get coins, I guess. You invest in yourself and your skills. Talk is cheap that they can't afford your university lessons, the clerks are bored and lifeless. Just put out 100,000 shimmering ingot. Keep it as a deposit until I'm done. I don't want to think about money. In the event world, pal, declares nicely. Put a price on knowledge, people learn economics, James 745 IQ. Let's start with fire magic. Remember, Eden Jars are lawless land. There's no police or jail, you have to fight for your things. In fire, magic arrogant advanced horses stood against a short. A firefly. You still make a resist the things on easily lit things on fire. So a short, fat, big-headed dream with a large nose. Was a short-tempered and stupid about lots of chivalrous things, but surprisingly cunning. Smart and worthless. Ulrich had the perfect building for business. Perfect fireball should be dead in explosion and fire type. Proximity until it changes color. A shaky squirrel looking lady made a blue purple fireball. Hot as it gets. 30,000 Kelvin plus muscle red to yellow 3 to 6,000. She's tried against fireballs over white. Didn't do it. Now he would before the fire lessons were over. You need to be the white, the blackest, most small lava lake, Squirrel said. James was coming hot, the fireballs was helping. Good student, said Ulrich from beneath, hot like a pie oven. James was full of power, corporate and spirit overtaking now was not his control. A glue orange body, his eyes unleashed white, red, strange, thick. Unleashed lightning, white, red, strange, and thick, dummy melt and happily returned. Wow, this is quark Lyon plasma. 150,000 Kelvin. On the form of fire glass, must tell the principle. Turns out James could channel fire and power like a practice particle accelerator experiment. Not figured out how to do it again. Crazy alarm was the tip of his fingers. In the stabbing magic class, James followed the 5 piercing truths and from a magical half-brilliant mercenary. Into more than Shank, he believed in the book of stabbing. Stabbing someone in the liver is still considered because after the window broke, a French assassin stood upon the window slit he was smoking. Wore a black suit and his face was very rugged and attractive to women. Thick brown hair. Which one is James? Could be me, said a fat kid with a dragon t-shirt. Oh, it's me, said James. I'm sorry, someone sent me to kill you. I'm thinking about the money already, he said to honestly in a thick French accent. He pulled out a baguette of his belt and whacked it menacingly. Take it outside, James. Don't kill him on your cactus, said the teacher. He jumped into him and out the 2 windows. Out the window 2 stories below and landed on the Frenchman. You're lucky you landed on me, he said like he was Dr. Someone stupid. Spun and wrestled with daggers till the Frenchman threw him upright. Chocolate bombs. The assassin threw a pen of chocolate that exploded, removing James' eyebrows. James only had a throwing hammer rebound with him. He screamed and went clashing epically. What will you do with a baguette despite being delicious? You collide the warhammer and baguette in clad in absolute units, so the baguette was as hard as any steel, like a cudgel of winding steel dry. The assassin, the same position, struck him. Moving through gliding with arrogant power. In 1 second, James was flying in dust like he was outskilled. I will see, it's just the start of the fight. James turned and shot his plasma cannon, but the assassin was fast enough for his neck. He puffed smoke behind him, thus. I need to stop smoking, it's making me nauseous and sick. Thin and weak like a French sardine. Your hair is on fire. The Frenchman applied more dapper than gel to his hair, creating a smoky smell and putting out the fire. His baguette elongated into a 2-meter long rye baton. Tomato barbecue baguette is alive, he twagged in an assault. 1 at a time, gracious and dancing Frenchly and quite aggressively. Tomato barbecue baguette is supposed to be a one-time new experience, but it's so salty. He has deflected, strafing back, sacrificing position for defense. Paris baguette. The Frenchman twagged echoing, knocking James back. 8 meters like hit by a thundermaw. He threw a circular hammer, but it blocked it with a raspberry tart. He wasn't pleased and moved his hammer back and threw like a Sioux again. While hunger into his chest, the Frenchman landed on his buttocks. And his cigarette flew. You don't need to do that. I should not smoke at work, he said, generously accented. French steroid Olympic dominated Le Rôle. Sounds gluing with big red blood fire. They came expecting James to face it. Hunger slap, ravenous hunger. James slapped him like a bear and he beat his attack, looking 3 meters left at a sharp angle, hit by a London double-decker. James uprooted only 3 nearby and swung his double baguette. It was an even match, but also paired skillfully in binding footwork and by-the-book defense. The Frenchman had the rhythm, danced the dance of baguettes. Die, Mr. Norwegian, or whatever, silly man, don't make me blow this place away. I want your robot arm, it looks really cool. I object completely to this assassination and danced. There must be a court can stop this. Good fellow, police report. No, I don't exist here. Look, if you give me some cash, I can tell you you hit off a cliff and probably died. It's hard work mouth stuff. Let me have a whiff of that cigarette you're lighting. He's planted the tree and he sat on exchanging more dwarf coins. 850 quid, okay, you're definitely off the cliff. Who sent you? With a hooded but ridiculous, stuffy Spanish accent. You know, all they do this to have work and also the money. I like to imagine people don't mind getting killed in business. You know, I'm not bloodthirsty. I don't kill women unless they're big fighters, have big tits, maybe. What do you think about safer jobs then? I think I managed myself find an eating job. Well, the guy I ran in front of a huge red orc, man. I told him I killed him and the other chick. I could pay. Yeah. He raised a hand for a high five. Smack. Free money, said James. I could do with more friends. How much I bought a drink and then you throw at me. James. Sure, well, whatever. You can hit me up as I pinch up magical Chuck says. You go to the school here? Yes, they call me Arnaud, those. Shake his hand, pronouncing his name with a cigarette in his mouth. Okay, what now? I'm gonna keep reading. Do you have any tournaments, maybe?
An error in learning as you
tournaments. I need some more jeux, I think. What happens next? I don't know. I guess I'll stop here and go watch on Twitch, I think, in my bed with my giant 28-inch iPad or Megapad.